In the sport of athletics, the 4-minute mile is the act of completing the mile run in less than 4 minutes. It was first achieved in 1954 by Roger Bannister in 3:59.4. The 4-minute barrier has since been broken by many male athletes, and is now the standard of all male professional middle-distance runners. In the last 50 years the mile record has been lowered by almost 17 seconds. Running a mile in 4 minutes translates to a speed of 15 miles per hour. Record holders: breaking the 4-minute barrier was first achieved on May 6, 1954, by Englishman Roger Bannister, with the help of fellow runners as pacemakers. 2 months later, during the 1954 British Empire and Commonwealth Games hosted in Vancouver, BC, two competing runners, Australia's John Landy and Bannister, ran the distance of 1 mile in under 4 minutes. The race's end is memorialised in a statue of the two placed in front of the Pacific National Exhibition entrance plaza. New Zealand's John Walker, the first man to run the mile under 3:50, managed to run 135 sub-4-minute miles during his career, and American Steve Scott has run the most sub-4-minute miles, with 136. Currently, the mile record is held by Morocco's Hicham El Garouche, who ran a time of 3:43.13 in Rome in 1999. In 1964, America's Jim Rohn became the first high school runner to break 4 minutes for the mile, running 3:59.0 as a junior and a then-American record 3:55.3 as a senior in 1965. Tim Danielson and Marty Liquori also came in under 4 minutes, but Rohn's high school record stood until Alan Webb ran 3:53.43 in 2001. 10 years later, in 2011, Lukas Verzbikas became the fifth high schooler under 4 minutes. Another illustration of the progression of performance in the men's mile is that in 1994, 40 years after Bannister's breaking of the barrier, the Irish runner Eamon Colan became the first man over the age of 40 to run a sub-4-minute mile. Because Colan surpassed the mark indoors and before the IAAF validated indoor performances as being eligible for outdoor records, World Masters Athletics still had not recognized a sub-4-minute mile performance as a record in the M40 division. Many elite athletes made the attempts to extend their careers beyond age 40 to challenge that mark. Over 18 years after Colan, that was finally achieved by UK's Anthony Whiteman, running 3:58.79 on June 2, 2012. No woman has yet run a 4-minute mile. The current women's world record is held by retired Russian Svetlana Masterkova, with a time of 4:12.56 in 1996. In 1997, Daniel Kimmon of Kenya ran 2 miles in less than 8 minutes, doubling up on Bannister's accomplishment. Possible other claims: James Parrott. Some sources contend the first successful 4-minute mile was run in London by James Parrott on May 9, 1770. Parrott's route began on Goswell Road, before turning down Old Street, finishing at St Leonard's, Shoreditch. Although timing methods at this time were following the invention of the chronometer by John Harrison accurate enough to measure the 4 minutes correctly, the record is not recognised by modern sporting bodies. Neil Bascom notes in The Perfect Mile, however, that even 19th-century historians cast a skeptical eye on the account. Glenn Cunningham. It is also reputed that Glenn Cunningham achieved a 4-minute mile in a workout. In addition to being unsubstantiated, a workout run would not count as a record. Popular culture. In 1988, the ABC and the BBC co-produced The 4-Minute Mile, a miniseries dramatisation of the race to the 4-minute mile, featuring Richard Hugh as Bannister and Nick Needles as John Landy. It was written by David Williamson and directed by Jim Goddard. In 2004, Neil Bascom wrote a book entitled The Perfect Mile about Roger Bannister, John Landy, and Wes Santi, portraying their individual attempts to break the 4-minute mile and the context of the sport of mile racing. A second film version was made in 2005, starring Jamie McLaughlin as Bannister. In June 2011, the watch used to time the original event was donated by Jeffrey Archer to a charity auction for Oxford University Athletics Club and sold for £97,250. See also, World Record Progression for the Mile Run, Track and Field, Dream Mile, Middle distance track event, 10-second barrier, notes and references. Further reading, Bannister, Roger. The First 4 Minutes. Putnam, Bascom, Neil. The Perfect Mile. Willow. ISBN A978-0-00717337-3-0. Bryant, John 3, 59.4 The Quest to Break the 4-Minute Mile. Hutchinson. ISBN A978-0-09180003-3-8. Nelson, Cordner. Castani, Roberto. The Milers. Diffnews Press. ISBN A0-911,521-15-1. Phillips, Bob 3, 59.4 The Quest for the 4-Minute Mile. Password Press. ISBN A978-1-9031584-9-4. External links. Roger Bannister and the 4-Minute Mile. Original reports from The Times. Forbes magazine declared 4-Minute Mile as greatest athletic achievement. The 4-Minute Mile at the Internet Movie Database. 4 Minutes at the Internet Movie Database. Official website for documentary Franz Stampfl, the man behind the Miracle Mile. A film about the coach behind Bannister's successful mile record attempt.